for the Epstein stuff. And this is Trump talking about it. I guess this is from today.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney, Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the news?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, could I just interrupt for 1 second? Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable.
That sounds like he's guilty. I'm just gonna say it. Somebody's gotta say it. It sounds like he's guilty. Like, that's what I would say if I was guilty. You know, like, what is this? So yeah, anyway, yeah, it's a bad look. It's definitely a bad look. It looks really, really, really bad. And so anyway, L take from Trump. It is Trump. Yeah, look. Let me see.
That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
Absolutely. By the way, this is the answer. Absolutely, we want to waste the time on this. 100%. The idea that numbers of heads of state and then powerful and influential people were involved in a cover-up that involved, non-consensual forced sex, rape with young and underage girls. Abso-fucking-lutely, that is it.
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Well, did she answer? Like, well, wait a minute. She did. Wait. I paused. Yeah, there's a longer one. Yeah, I want to see this right here.
We have Texas. We have tragedy with what happened.
Okay, here we go.
In Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said...
You had the files on your desk. You had the list on your desk. You had the files on your desk. That's why it's getting attention, because you said you had it. That's the reason. What happened?
I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed.
That's
meaning
correct.
The file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein.
Who was in the video, though? Was it identifiable people? Well, wait a minute. No, yeah. So if he's got all of these videos, who was in the videos?
Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released. Never going to see.
That's not the point. People get arrested for this all the time, and then actual police and investigators make sure and they confirm it's the person that they're convicting, and they do this all the time. This is bullshit.
Light of day. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that. We can get back to you on that. And the minute missing from the video, we released the video showing definitively. The video was not conclusive, but the...
Well, it's not going to be conclusive when the minute is missing. Yeah, I mean, it's what is this?
Evidence prior to it was showing he committed suicide. And what was on that, there was a minute that was off the counter. And what we learned from Bureau of Prisons was every night, they redo that video. It's old, from like 1999.
Yeah.
So every night the video is reset.
Yeah.
And every night should have the same minute missing. So we're looking for that video to release that as well, showing that a minute is missing every night. And that's it on Epstein.
Guys, what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this? Is this a cover-up? I think it's a cover-up too, man. I think it's some real fucking bullshit. And, yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. It's all a magic show. They want this to blow over so bad. I think they do. And, yeah, there it is. Do you suppose they managed to erase it all before the Trump team got in? If they had managed to erase it all before the Trump team got in, then they should have never said that they had the list. That's the thing, is you should have never said, if you said, oh, well, we don't have the list, as soon as you get in, people would be like, oh, yeah, because Biden deleted it, right? That would have been easy. It would have been so easy. People would say that, it would have been over. But no, now this is it. It's fucked up. I think so. Trump win streak is over. It makes them look awful. I don't think that they understand how big of a deal this is for the average public. This, in my opinion, is like a top 5 issue. It really is. It's a massive top 5 issue. And also, keep in mind, Biden didn't release this either. So it's not like this is some kind of fucking Trump L that's unique. Biden didn't release it, and Trump didn't release it. No other state has released it. In my opinion, top 3. Maybe it's top 3, but it's definitely up there. I mean, on social media, it's definitely in the top 3. For voters at large, maybe not, but I think on social media, it definitely is. So, yeah. Anyway, so Pam Bondi is screwing Trump with this L, and I guarantee a third party somewhere in the world has evidence and as well as holding it for blackmail. That is the only way that I can explain and put all of the pieces together in a way that makes sense based off of what's public, is that there is a third party that has evidence and has these files. And if either side of the political party releases these files and doesn't release them in their full capacity, then that third party will release the files. Obviously, the most likely outcome for that is either Mossad, China, or Russia. One of the 3 of them probably has these files, and so this is effectively a Cold War, right? And so nobody can release the files because it's not Cold War, it's MAD, mutually assured destruction. So it just basically clears the entire board of everyone. In my opinion, I think the only probability of this ever happening, like in the future, is if we elect a really young politician that doesn't have the same connections that like these older people do. I think that this will eventually come out, but it will come out in like 20 years, right? Or like 15 years. So JD, yeah, it maybe JD Vance or like AOC or somebody like that. Maybe they would be willing to release them because, they don't have those same connections. It'll never happen. Well, and again, I'm being 50 years. Guys, I'm being optimistic right now, okay? I'm being optimistic because I try to look on, I don't really try to look on the bright side of things, but I try to like see different perspectives. This is, I think, a very big turning point, though. It does look really bad. JD doesn't have connections. What are you all retarded? JD is not as connected as somebody like Bill Gates. No, he's not. Or he's not as connected as somebody like Jeffrey Epstein or Donald Trump is. Like, he hasn't been in the game for 50 years. He hasn't even been alive for 50 years. So if you can't understand what I'm saying with that, I think you're being intentionally dishonest. I'm not saying that, it's a guarantee that he's going to do it. I'm just saying it's a degree of probability. And I said AOC as well. This isn't a, oh, well, next, we have to vote for another Republican. No, I think this is the only way that it would ever happen, is that if it was a young person that's been totally disconnected from like that culture as well, right? And so that's it. Is this a bigger conspiracy than JFK? No, I think JFK is a lot bigger, because there is a chance that, and there's a possibility that all of the files were deleted and there isn't a list. And they were just talking shit and they didn't actually have the list ever. That's definitely a possibility. Now, is that what I would guess? I mean, maybe not. I kind of would guess that would happen, but I genuinely have no idea. And so anyway, person's family needs to be disconnected as well. All the friends, associates, family, etc. Yeah, definitely. The list they had was the one that leaked already. What if Elon's party came to power? I don't think that's really going to happen. I think that this is going to make Trump look bad. But other than that, that's about it. This barely matters. Kids are getting abused all over the world every day. The government isn't going to derail the country over it. Well, I think that, and this is the problem, is that you say that kids are being abused all over the country all the time. That's true. But it's different because, like, whenever some crazy psychopath does something bad in Missouri or in Iran or in Russia, it doesn't matter because it's just some crazy random retard, right? But when this is a person who's running the country, this is a person who's making decisions, that's doing this, that is a totally different fucking dynamic than just the fact that this happens sometimes, right? And so it's a totally different thing in general. Trump and Bannon are on the list. Well, it's a gross take. Well, no, it's, again, you can be pragmatic about it. I understand being pragmatic about it, but that's just not the way I see it. Do you think Trump's going to win Senate elections if things go like this till the end of 2026? I think that Trump, this is definitely, like, I mean, you can't discount the Iran war, and then, like, there was, like, a number of things that Trump has done, ending the Rwanda genocide, shit like this, the big beautiful bill gets passed, the no tax on tips. There's a lot of things that Trump has done that have been W's, right? And so it's not like it's one or the other, but, you know, through recency bias, if the if the midterms were tomorrow, yeah, they'd probably lose. Absolutely. Like, because this looks so bad, man. The little black book, it's out there somewhere. Do you think average voter will remember Rwanda or Iran by next year? No, they probably won't remember anything. But that doesn't really it doesn't really say anything, does it? Like, the average voter probably doesn't really care that much about the Epstein stuff either. They're like, yeah, I don't know what that happened or not. Because the Epstein files are, and we have to acknowledge this. It's important to keep this in mind, that this is on the precipice of being a conspiracy theory. It is. It's the same thing as JFK or MLK. There is a contingency of the population that see this, but at the same time, they don't all take it very seriously. And so that is, it fully is. Yes, it is a conspiracy theory. It 100% is. And it's by definition a conspiracy theory. Yes, exactly. Nobody here has facts, and everyone's making assumptions. Young presidents also won't release it because their current family's being murdered, tethers them to being quiet. Yeah, and I think that's why it took so long for the JFK files to get released. And I think that the reason why the JFK files did get released is very simply because everybody that had power then is dead. That's it. And so nobody can go and kill anybody because everybody there is all dead. We're assuming the client list is actual list. It could also be a file with Epstein and a famous person in a random hotel or another location. It's not a definitive smoking gun list. Yeah, exactly, right? But if you say that you have the list, if you tell everybody, you say, guys, we have the list, and then there's no fucking list, well, then I'd be pretty fucking mad, okay? Editing takes so long. Yes, exactly. Anything incriminating to the elites would have been destroyed when the CIA did their scrub. Exactly, right? And so this does make Donald Trump look really bad. And yeah, let's see if there's any more of this here. I don't think there's anything else really to say. But yeah, it looked awful, man. It really did. And I don't even know what the fuck to say. But it's really, really bad. And so that's pretty much where we're at. Check Reddit SGK thing. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. So, yeah, she never said that she has the list. She said she has the files on her desk, which is in response of where the list was. Guys, they heavily implied any reasonable person that was watching the Trump administration talk about the Epstein files before they came into power would have come to the conclusion that they had the files and they knew who was involved. They communicated that very, very clearly, right? Maybe not directly, but that was clearly what the message was. For fuck's sake, stop sucking Trump's dick, guys. There's so many dick riders here. I think that a lot of people, and this is the issue, and this is why I've always told people that you shouldn't idolize people, you should idolize ideas, because people always fall short of ideas. And, you know, again, I think this is a huge disappointment for a lot of people. It definitely is. It's a massive disappointment. And a lot of people are mad about it, and I think that they should be. And can we watch the CoffeeZilla video on this? Well, I don't know if he made one. I have no idea. And also, here's the truth. No one in the public knows what happened. So CoffeeZilla, fucking Alex Jones, me, Glenn Beck, fucking CNN, none of these people actually know what happened. They have no idea at all. Yep, you're probably wrong. I mean, well, no, it's that nobody knows anything about this and they can't prove it. That's the other thing too, is like, what, let's say that there's somebody who has definitive, undeniable proof that the Epstein list exists. How could we reference that? And then how could we verify that? How could we know that? Like, let's say somebody presents the actual list. What's stopping everybody from saying, oh, that's not true? You see kind of what I'm saying here? The Epstein list, Jeffrey Epstein, basically the Epstein list is not being released, and I think people are unhappy about what's it's literally the #1 trending thing with almost 2 million posts. So yeah, people are fucking mad.